Hey y'all, welcome to Off the Beaten Path. My name is Kush.
My name is Breezy. On our podcast, we explore the great outdoors and the Second Amendment with a blend of culture,
comedy, and conversation. And oh yeah,
come back to me.
And all right, to our listeners, followers, and everybody else that's tuned in.
We're back. Locked in. Where we at?
We're H-Time.
Hold it down.
And we're here with a special guest. I like to say all of our guests are special, but this brother been putting in some foundational work in the space for a while now.
Yeah.
I haven't known you long enough to introduce you.
To give him a proper intro.
Yeah, because I know a little bit of everything that you've done. I want you to introduce yourself, KD. Go ahead and let the people know about you.
Well, one, thank you guys for your time today. I appreciate the interview invite.
Thank you
guys for listening to the show. Appreciate everybody. My name is Kevin Dixie. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. People call me KD for obvious reasons. I am a firearms coach. I don't call myself an instructor anymore. We can talk about that if you would like to. But I'm a firearms coach, have been for about 26 years. 26 years now. Along with that, I've been doing mentorship and community outreach in different aspects for about the same amount of time.
Okay.
So I like to say that I'm also a civil rights advocate.
Yep.
That means that I will, I'm the one guy that if you just follow me for guns, you're probably going to be disappointed because what are we protecting if that's all we talk about, right?
Come on.
I will get into the issues all about making our country, our communities better, right? It's never about division. It's about unification. Sometimes that comes with tough conversations, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I've had the pleasure of speaking about whether it's protecting the Second Amendment or protecting other civil rights, because I do believe the Second Amendment is a civil right.
Yes,
I've
sir.
had the privilege of doing that. I've had the privilege of putting well over 100 fathers back into the lives of their children to help mend those broken homes. I've mentored thousands of young men over the years through our program called Aiming for the Truth, which is now supported by the Greenwood Project down in Atlanta, Georgia, where we secured 40 acres of land. And long story short, it's kind of like gun range meets community center.
Let's go.
Right? So one day we're shooting, the next day we're doing reading, writing, financial literacy classes for the kids, right? We're opening a garden this year where the community can come in and garden. We're teaching survivalist courses. We're also getting the kids out, teaching them about de-escalation skills and how to be better men, right? When they farm or harvest all the crops, they're going to understand how to do market research for cost analysis, right? Their total cost opportunities and how to sell it. So we're building young entrepreneurs as well, if that's the way they decide to go. We've had different people come in and give career opportunity advice to them. So I've had everybody from doctors to Green Berets to literally come in and talk to these kids about opening up their lives and doing different things. And I like to do that for everyone. We help out adults as well. So that's who I am, man. So I like the shooty, bang, bang stuff. I think I do it at a pretty decent level. I put a lot of effort.
But that's very one-dimensional. You're
Man, that's a lot to unpack. Yeah, drop sound. We need some horns. We can't hear everything. We got sound effects going on.
Okay.
Man, can we take it all the way back, though?
Yeah.
Like, what started this journey for you?
Ago.
Yeah.
What started the journey, like, professionally, man, was, and this is just going to be a real moment. And I've said this a lot of times. With the gun itself, right, that started, I had a childhood was not unheard of, but still pretty hard for a kid to deal with. So when I first got my hands on a gun that was left unsecured, the first thing I tried to do was kill myself.
Oh, man.
Real talk, right? Yeah. After me and my friend shot that gun, and he tried to hide it back from his parents, I went back to his house, found the gun again, and tried to get it to work with contemplation of committing suicide at 13 years old. Tried it again with a lever action gun at 15, and then realized you had to cock the lever all the way forward, right? And then it wasn't loaded. That found my friend's, another friend, his dad's lever action rifle, he left unsecured, right? Tried to do it again. So from there, I started kind of thinking that maybe I'm here for a reason. Now, you got to take that in. It's a 15-year-old kid, right? So
course.
my thought process is maybe I'm not supposed to die, right? Or even though I wanted to. So from there, I had this awakening in life when it came to guns. Like, that thing, I've been looking at it, right? Because I see it in the hood every day. I came up in an area called Walnut Park in St. Louis. It's what they write movies about, all right?
Yeah.
It's the crack era 90s.
Yeah.
It's all the stuff, right? So I was like, well, one thing I want to do outside of all the community stuff that I started kind of being a local street preacher, if you will, what I want to do is take the power. So for me, the gun was used by criminals, right? And then it was only held by police. And the relationship with the police wasn't always the best. Now, this is coming from the mindset of a 15-year-old kid.
We had this conversation a lot,
So if it's cops and criminals with the occasional uncle that served in whatever war on the street that has a gun, well, I'm only looking at this thing as, a fix-all to my mental health issues. So what I decided to do was say, all right, well, if this thing is being used against me in so many ways and is a negative, what will happen if I captured the force of it and use it in my own way? And that's when I realized that I'm going to control the gun. The gun's not going to control me, right? And so when I joined the St. Louis City Police Department, our Prisoner Processing Division at 21, it was the first time they took, I had professional instruction, right? This wasn't on the street. This wasn't on the block. This was professional instruction. And I got to the academy, I ain't gonna lie. When I got in there, I'm like, all right, I've seen a gun before, of course. But I'm looking at the table, it's about 70 guns laid out because a bunch of people go in there and do some training. And literally, little Billy Drool just came here, right? And it's semi-automatics, revolvers, the whole nine. And I'm looking and we're shooting, but I'm the kid. Like, but why is this a revolver? Where did semi-automatics come from?
Yeah.
Like, who is Smith & Wesson? Like, I'm asking these questions on the line, right? Like, who made the ammo? And so the instructor got really upset with me in a good way, though. If I'm here to qual you, shut up, shoot, qual, and get off my line, right? But I kept asking questions. And then it turned into, all right, kid, if you want to know more, your time, your dime. You want to know more, you come hang out, you can come get the game.
That's a bar.
Right?
Yeah.
But you gonna make it work. I did. And so from there, I started asking guys that knew better, and I started training better. And then I had a couple of our HRT guys that actually took me under their wing, too. Like, all right, this kid want to know. So we gonna teach him, right? And so that's what happened. And after that, I was like, after years of guidance and learning about it, then this awakening of the Second Amendment happened, too, right, at the same time. Because I'm a civil rights advocate, but I'm learning about guns. And then I realized all this crap that I'm talking about, we can't protect it without the gun. Right. But now I have a positive relationship with the gun. And then that's when I realized I finally taken the power of the gun that I was looking for when I was 15. Now I have it. Right. And then I decided that, well, I'm seeing a lot of good people be locked up, detained, arrested, and their lives ruined. Right. So also, what's the point of trying to help you build your life if you can make a split second decision that ruins it? Right. Also, can we take some of the negativity off of the firearm and start really working on the things we really need to work on, because it's not the gun's fault. And so from there, I decided, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start educating people around guns, because I'm tired of seeing you locked up. I'm tired of sending you to prison. I'm going to educate you around guns, how to use them, but also how to think. And so I was sitting there and I was like, well, I'm going to help people out. That started off with police cadets, right? The academy guys couldn't train them. Like outside of the academy hours, it's kind of like favoritism, right? It's a conflict of interest. So a lot of cops start, sending their recruits to me. Like, hey, take them out, get them trained up.
Now, is this still back home in Missouri?
Yeah, it's still in Missouri.
Okay.
And so I trained up the recruits, and that's when I realized I had a knack for really transferring information, but I also knew what they had to qual for.
Yeah.
And so I knew how to coach people toward a goal.
To the qual, yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I think I'm pretty good at this. And so I gritted my teeth that way, and the next thing you know, I opened up a training company. And so I call that training company No Other Choice. And that's where the name comes from. And No Other Choice simply means extend God's grace and mercy to others as you would want to extend it to you, unless they leave you with no other choice. You will then do your job with extreme prejudice and go home.
Yeah.
Period, right?
Yeah.
So we really need to be at a point of no other choice. But that was the philosophy to keep people out of prison, right? But at the same time, you're a good person that's capable of extreme violence. And I'm going to teach you how to do that, right? And so if you have to take out a monster, you're going to take them out. But I also need to be able to keep you out of prison.
Yeah.
And so that's where it started with the training, because a lot of guys coming back from GWAT, much love to them, when they were coming back from GWAT, it was all about murder, death, kill tactics.
Yep.
I'm like, guys, that's I get it. And I get your approach to that. And that's awesome. Here's the problem. While you're saying that I think that's on YouTube. No, YouTube wasn't even around yet. But as you're saying that in the classes and, different Facebook stuff and all that, what's happening is Tom is taking that advice in, and he's thinking, all right, this is what I'm going to do. 5 times in the face, stand over his body, drop a grenade in his pants, and call it a day. And I'm like, what you're not seeing, you saw terror, and you fought terror face on.
Yeah.
What you're not seeing is what I'm going to do to Tom after you tell him to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so I need to keep Tom out of prison.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go ahead and educate Tom on how to do the thing that you're teaching him how to do,
Yeah.
maybe without a grenade, how to do the thing. But at the same time, hey, how can you win the fight if you get into the fight?
Yeah.
But also go home.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's where I started.
And you know what?
Wow.
You said something.
You said a lot of things.
Yeah,
I mean, that's our God-given right. I love that you said the grace is extended until it's either me or you.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I got to go home or you, I got to make it home.
Yes,
And
sir.
what's cool is you said something when you were introducing yourself that kind of piggybacks off of what you're saying now, is having the mental capacity to think beyond, okay, what's the consequence of this action? Because if you go and spend your time up that road behind that wall, you're
That's
there with
it.
other gorillas. It don't
Right.
matter how,
That's it.
you know what I mean? So in your introduction, you said de-escalation. That's something we've talked about even last season, right?
Yeah.
Because I was featured on a podcast last year sometime or 2 years ago, and we were talking about what's the thing in the hood that hurts our community. It's we don't want to sit down and talk. We as men, we're taught up, yo, I hear how you feel. We ain't got time for that. Squash the feeling. Then no feeling, no. You're a man. Be a man. Stand up. Stand in the pain. All that, right? All that rhetoric, only for you to become an adult. Now you can own a firearm, and because you don't know how to de-escalate and you don't know how to talk, you're just gonna resort to violence. I don't know how to speak on my feelings. I don't know how to process my emotion. I'm gonna respond as such, right? And so I like that you said in your intro of yourself that you're big on de-escalation. Well, not big, but you said de-escalation is one of the things you teach on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because that's something that in the inner city. I heard you say you're from the city, right? You're from the bricks.
Yep.
So we're from Miami, well, Palm Beach County to be exact, but South Florida, right? So talk about that, bro, because that carries a lot of weight. There's a lot of power in the ability just to do what we're doing as men, to sit down and talk, even if it's differences. That's what we should be doing, right? The gun like you said, take the power, remove the power from the gun. If I bear that power and I can have a civilized conversation with somebody I'm at odds with, we're already beyond where we need to be. Talk about that. How have you applied that, and what's that meant?
Well, that started with this, man. To keep it a buck, it started with this. When you go back to the environment that not just me, but many of us come from, right?
Yeah.
You go back to those environments, and when you kind of detach, and like you say, you go 10,000 feet in the air, you can just look down at it, right? You come out of your body and you look down at it. I've been telling people for years, I was bred to kill black men.
Yeah.
I was bred to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because if I'm put into this environment, right, and we can talk about how the environment got to the way it is, and there is some personal accountability that goes there for each individual.
Yeah.
But if I'm put into this environment with lack of resources, lack of ability to express, right, lack of coaching, guidance, and then you dump me in a chaos, well, I'm going to become a product of that chaos, just if nothing else but to survive.
Yep.
Right? And guess who's my enemy? Everybody else is involved in the chaos.
That's it.
And so, and we used to say this all the time, and it was true. And it's not that black people don't commit crimes against white people or nothing like that, but this was a very true statement in my hood. Derek can step on your shoe. You'll kill him.
And
You go out to the county mall and Bobby steps on your shoe, you might be upset because your brand new sneaker got stepped on. But the moment Bobby goes, hey, I'm sorry, you go, you watch what you're going, okay, and you walk away because you fear the consequences that come along with hurting Bobby. You respect his white skin more than you respect your own black skin.
Yeah.
You respect the consequences of what you believe law enforcement is going to do to you because Bobby happens to be Caucasian. But you know if you did that to Derek in the hood, it ain't gonna matter. Ain't nobody really checking on Derek like that, right? So it's okay to kill you. It's okay to take you out. It's okay to devalue your life. And so when we step back from that, you look like, well, why would you think it's ever okay to take somebody else's life? If you understood what a life was, well, now you look at it the other way. Oh, bro, you don't even like your own life.
yep.
It ain't really Derek that's the problem. You got a problem with self. You got a problem with self-respect. So really, it's not Derek. Every time you step up and look in the mirror, you don't like your skin.
Yep.
You don't like your conditions. You got a problem that's ingrained in you. But it's not because you were self-taught to be hateful like that. You were bred in an environment that's going to give you this. This is what I need you for. I need you to go kill each other. I need for you to live in food deserts. I need for you to believe nobody's coming to help you. And this is before internet. This is before you can get online and see the world, right?
Yeah.
So I need for you to believe that this is the best for you. That's why in the hood, our best thing is if you can work at the local factory on the shop, that's a dream job.
We say that about
Dream
Pepsi.
job.
Yeah.
Back home.
Oh, Mr. Wilson been there for 35 years at GM or Ford or, Monsanto or whatever the company is, right? That's a dream job. In St. Louis, it was McDonnell Douglas, Boeing now and all that, right? That was the dream job, being the worker. While 15, 20 minutes up the highway, the dream job is to own the damn place, right?
Yep.
So that's why I believe our self-respect came from. So when I start looking at that in a much more detailed arena, it's like, all right, man, here's what we're going to do. You got to understand something. Frustration It's going to come out in one or two ways. And I tell people this all the time. You're going to get it in one or two ways, fam. Which way you want it? You want the tears? That's the crying, expressing yourself, getting it out, right? You can still be a man, but you got to have a good way of getting it out. And this comes from the kids too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of those kids to get that out, to purge it. So you want it in tears or you want it in terror? Because either way, you're going to get it.
Yep.
So either you're going to let me purge this out slowly or I'm going to explode. And you're going to catch all the terror that I can deliver to you, all the frustration I can deliver to you, everything that I got, you finna catch, even if it's undeserving. So when I look at how to de-escalate, that started with making sure that I valued other black men around me. And so one of my first pledges was I vowed that I'll leave it at this. I vowed never to kill another black man, right? So once you have an awakening like that and you realize, now understand something. Once you a threat, you ain't got a skin color.
That's a fact.
Don't get it twisted. Once you become a threat, all bets are off. Been there, done that, played the game. That all bets are off. What I'm speaking about is unnecessary violence, right? I'm not going to do that to him. And what that made me realize is, well, then now I respect myself. I had to gain self-respect because I was suicidal. So now that I'm learning to love myself, I can love you better. And now that I can love Derek up the street better, oh shit, now I can love you better. Now I can love you better because now my eyes are awakening to like, oh shit. Once I see the game and I see how it's being played and I know what I was engineered for, shit, what game been people played on you, you know? So I had to play it that way.
Man.
You know what's powerful about what he said? I mean, go ahead.
There's so many things. No, because when I came up, I heard someone speaking on this. I think it might have been Large Pro of like, you even look at the music back in the day, right? You had records like Let's Fight the Power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you fast forward to like what even just everyone consumes, right? Because
Everyone's
I think
about catching a body.
you know what I mean? The ops. And like you said, man, the op is one of your brothers. Like, why is he your op?
Well,
because he lives a block away from you. We had a recording studio
I was just about
in
to
the
say
hood, and there was literally dudes that couldn't be in the
they
studio
were at
together,
war.
but they lived 30 seconds from each other,
Talking
you know?
like literal
And this is
war.
generational wars that, I was like in the suburbs, but I got into the streets because I had to buck. I had that energy. My mom didn't know what to do with it. She said, just come home, but I was out in the streets doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand that level of, we hate them because they're the other side. And how that compounds. And dudes don't know how to de-escalate because, and I'm sorry, I'll bring this, I'll land this plane, but I say, because you were very good at, because you did grow up in a rough area of seeing that and helping them de-escalate it. And I give you props for that because there was dudes in there it was ready to be a war.
Man, I was just the one instance I was thinking about. These two dudes, talented.
Yeah,
one
super
from
talented.
this block, one from that block. Our studio was on the crest of both neighborhoods.
Didn't realize it yet though.
Didn't realize it, and this neighborhood usually wouldn't come over to record over here because this section was known as this neighborhood studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so eventually these two dudes land into our space. He's recording one of them, I'm recording my client, right? And they both pop out and they're like, man, that sounds good, bro. Like, you mind if I throw a verse on there? They jump on each other's songs. They come out like, yo, that's dope. Let's share our socials with each other. We got to put this out. Man, the minute they put in each other's handles, we were standing in the hallway. It all went from ha 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 to like instantly. It was
Yeah,
it was
like it was
DOA,
crazy.
instantly tense. And I was like, hey, that don't exist in here.
Yeah.
I said, y'all can go out about 2 miles outside of here and that can exist there, or y'all can do what y'all need to do in here and talk about it. They were like, no, all right, OG. I said, because in here, it's self-expression. Create what you need to create. Allow yourself. But this right here, look at y'all. Look at y'all standing there looking at each other.
Y'all just vibed and made a record 10 minutes ago.
Nobody knew it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
He got to delete
make
that.
sure that song don't get out because I will get killed if somebody hears it. And the other dude was like, yeah, and don't tell nobody we crossed. I said, that's it. That's all I wanted. That's it. And they ended up being cool. They walked out. Everything was cool. We made sure one left at one time, the other left at the other time, because our job is to pour into people, right? Especially in the community we were at. When we started that business, it wasn't about just take. We poured back into that community because once we realized where we were at, I was like, oh, bro, this is home. This is just on the other side of the city. So it was like more give back, sit down, get out. Go see that the world is bigger than these four corners.
That's it. I loved what man, there's so many things I could, like when you said, yo, man, you got to breathe, pull yourself out of that situation and look at it
Bird's eye view.
from the bird's eye view.
Bird's eye view.
And you see, you know, I'm fighting my brother down there. He lives we grew up in the same place.
Same situation.
What
and
did
it's
Dixie
like,
say? You looking for somebody that looks just like you, just from a different
man, that's deep.
That they got the energy. They look like you got the tat. You know that body language, right?
Man.
Yeah, Chris, it's manufactured hate. It's not even real.
Yeah.
And to the young boys out there, I said this when I was standing in the front of a trap house back in St. Louis. To the knuckleheads, they not your OGs, man. To them old cats that just never made it out. I want y'all to understand this. They don't even run the block.
Man.
They had beef with somebody back in the day. That person moved the block up the street, and that's how your little block wars start, right?
Yep.
The cats that they got them under control, they tell them, yo, we don't like that dude. He gets some cats to make sure he can stand up against you. We don't like them. You fast forward 15 years, you got these block wars. Nobody understands. But let me tell you something. The OGs or the cats on the block that's telling you that's why you got to smoke with them guys, let me tell you how you know it's false. One, they don't even own the block. And this is how I proved the point up there. I said right now, I had about 6, 7 young cats out there, and I knew all of them were strapped, right?
Yep.
And none of them was supposed to be.
Right.
But I knew they all were. We were standing up there talking. I said, hey, let me ask y'all a question, man. If 12 hit the corner right now, now, what would y'all do? Now, we sitting on the front of the house. I know it's a trap house. I don't know, but I know.
Yeah.
I said, so what y'all gonna do? He's like, shit, we gonna hit these alleyways real smooth, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to house close. Everybody had a different answer, right? I said, right. Now, why? I said, why?
Come on, man.
And everybody was like, because I got that, Sean pulling their shirts up, man, I got that thing. I was like, cool, that's cool, man. I ain't got no problem with that. All right, got you. Okay, I see you up there with that. You probably should get this kind of mag. They didn't know I was a gun guy.
Mm.
I said, you probably should get this kind of mag. That's going to lock up on you. Don't do that. But first I need you to maybe think about how you can lawfully carry it. How old are you, young man? Oh, I'm 18. When your 19th birthday, in about 4 or 5 months, at 19, in the state of Missouri, I can get you right and legal. If you ain't got caught up in that, you change your life right now, you can carry that legally, right? Had that whole conversation. And I'm like, well, let's move forward a little bit more with the conversation. How is it, your block, if you just told me somebody else can come over here and make you go in the house? I said, now y'all said because y'all got the straps, right? I said, cool, no problem. I was like, all right, can I show y'all something? They was like, bet. I'm like, all right. I walked down to my truck. I grabbed my AR out of my truck. I slung it across my chest, and I sat back on the porch. Now, for like 30 seconds, and nobody talked. Then nobody talked. I continued on with the conversation. I said, now the difference is a 12 come around the corner, and like 5, 6 minutes later, SUV came around the corner, it was police. I was standing out in front of the house. Cop came by. Obviously, he looked at me. I waved at him. Ain't nobody finna just wave at you if you think they was something, right? I waved at him. He gave me like the head nod and continued up the street at the same pace, right? Wasn't no window down on nothing, right? And I said, now it's amazing because as soon as he came around the corner, and they all did exactly what they said they were gonna do, right? I said, it's crazy, man. Now, is this your block or my block?
Yeah.
Who block is it? I said, now who when we pay the taxes over here, who owned grandma's house? You? No, some other guy from out of here. I said, so y'all you own a property and you don't even own the street because somebody else can make you move.
Yeah.
But what you will do, because of based off what some OG told you,
That's it.
the dudes over there that got the same conditions and problems you got, you'll kill him from walking on your street.
Yeah.
But you'll let 12 run you in the house.
Yeah.
You'll let somebody else collect taxes off grandma.
Right.
You'll let somebody else come over here and piss and throw trash in grandma yard. You won't even ask people to respect mom and them house and pick up trash in front of the crib. You won't even respect where your mama, and then you telling me that you love, man, I love my kids. You love your kids, shorty, then why you letting them run around here in this filth?
Yeah.
How come you not at least picking up the neighborhood or showing them how to pick up the neighborhood? You don't own shit. You know what you own? Nothing. Yeah. All you own is a destroyed ego and false promises. Because somebody else did convince you that's all you worth.
That's it.
So I pulled up here for 15 minutes and showed you that I actually own your block, dog. You don't own nothing. So the reason that you have to be hyped up to believe that you own something so you can be somebody's crash out dummy. And this is why the OG is standing here. The OG is standing right here. But what are you gonna do?
What you gonna say? What you
gonna do? Because as soon as he get into it with old boy and he gas you up, you gonna go be a crash out.
Yeah.
That's it.
They gonna tell stories in the hood about you for about 3 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody else gonna be smashing your baby mama.
That's it. Standing
You know what
right
I'm
in your
saying?
spot. That's it.
So
Next
it's gonna be
up.
one of
Be your best friend.
It's gonna be your dog. It's gonna be your dog because he's gonna get that trauma bond with her. Like, yeah, that's messed up. That's gonna be it, man. So it's so many stupid, ignorant things. And this is one thing that I kind of preach to the traditional Second Amendment community.
Yeah.
we say things like, okay, Second Amendment's for everyone, right? Like Tony Simon says, and we want to go out and you want to bring everybody in. One of the issues with this community is they're stupid. There's not another way to say it.
Yeah,
They're stupid and they're ignorant with the
good.
true sense of the definitions of the words, right?
Yeah.
If you want to understand people and you really want the Second Amendment to thrive, I can tell you right now, we say this a lot. Man, the hood ain't anti-gun.
No, it ain't.
They just don't have the knowledge.
That's it.
It's like
Hold
a
on, hold
knowledge.
Yeah, that's the
All right.
But when all you do is come through and every time they see you post about them, it's ignorant.
Yeah.
Little racist, little slick ass comments y'all got up under the, where somebody put the N, somebody else come with the I.
Yeah,
You got to understand something. While but you'll be the same person preaching, no, guns are for everyone. Man, don't you know that somebody that's anti-gun or that's trying to push the stereotype that we not welcome there is screenshotting that and sharing that?
Yeah.
So don't you know that little funny post you thought was cool? That probably threw 6-7 people. And I'm being nice from being like, nope. But post that 5 times a month. You can be responsible 50 people a month. It's like, we cool on that, right? We're not rocking with them. I don't want to go over there with them because they don't want to do the real work. And if you think what we talking about in the hood only applies in the hood, man, stop acting like the trailer park different.
Right.
Yeah.
It might be a different reason that they got there, but the end result is the same. Right? Trying to push that's why I laughed at that whole, what was that dude name that did the don't try this in a small town shit? I'm like, like homeboy, ain't, you know how many motherfucking meth heads I can find in a small town? Now, the difference is, they might not be going around because it ain't 600,000-700,000 people.
Right.
So they might not be going around getting the same volume of numbers. But when you look at the stat,
Man.
right, it's still the same. Like the same way our crackheads trying to steal, break in the truck to get the power tool or the Pioneer radio. It's the same way your crackheads trying to steal a lawnmower and a four-wheeler. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's all the same, man. Right? So when we try to have them conversations and then people want to complain, well, the Second Amendment is divided, and it's divided because of your dumb ass.
That's it. That's
See what I'm saying? It's about it because of your dumb ass. And then when you get to talking greasy like that and you get to talking to them, then they want to assume, and I can say it for a lot of people, they want to assume, oh, well, you just don't understand. Now, intellectually, I can run the block around you.
Yeah.
I do understand the life. The difference is I'm accepting to understand that your life ain't been pretty either. I don't give a fuck if you did grow up in a well-to-do neighborhood. Your daddy could have been drunk every night beating the shit out of your mama. You don't think that caused trauma for you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got your own
Trauma
story,
looks
your own
different.
trauma.
That's it.
Trauma is just trauma.
Yeah.
Right? So we can
Facts.
sit down at the table and have a conversation. What I can say is the hood has been more accepting of what other people go through where you turn your back on people from the hood, right? That's why I can say if you ever want to see beauty, if you ever want to see something beautiful, because I've been there, get somebody straight from the hood and get you a motherfucking trailer park redneck. Put them in a room together.
Oh, man. We have way more in common than we do. Amen. Yeah, that's it.
There's this, the Moroso Speedway.
It's a racetrack, quarter-mile drag racetrack.
In the hood, it's popular to do a Chevy Caprice, a Dome. We do a Dome, but Chevy
Go
Caprice,
big block in there.
Back in the day, it was 22s was the biggest you could go. And them 4s and 6s.
Right.
And you get them boys to race against the boys from Locks or Hatchet.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's one in the same.
Like, man, we like all the same stuff, bro.
One and the same. It's all it is, man.
That's it. Man,
Let's
go
change
ahead.
pace, though.
Yeah, we got to. Because, I think that about a lot of things only because I look at like rivalry games, like sports. It's like you fighting this dude that lives 20 miles from you because he got a different jersey on. It's like, man, that's crazy. If y'all hung out, you probably got 1,000 things in common except for the team you root for. And I that's kind of my analogy for the same thing. It's like, man, we're all, bruh, too many things divide us.
Yeah, too many.
Yeah.
Way too many.
So switch gears. What do we got?
I want to talk about train and learn, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yes, sir.
Again, that's your thing. And I found out about it yesterday. The good brother KD educated me.
He did.
Uh-huh.
And,
He did. He saw first thing he said today. Y'all been talking about it?
Tell us about it, man. Because like we're on the inside of the industry, like you. We're. I always say we're noobs because it's our 3rd year, but you're a veteran. I said at the beginning of the show, you lay the groundwork, foundational groundwork, especially for Black, Latinos, and other minorities in the space.
I appreciate that.
So, and I say this all the time. My wife is Black. My children are Black and Latino. But talk about, you said you're a civil rights advocate, right?
Right.
People don't realize how much civil rights did for all minority groups. That is amplified in this space. So I've been watching you for a little over a year. I think the first time we met, it was just in passing. But, there's other Black creators in the space. Man, you got to tap in with Kevin. But I always say, bro, I'm not going to introduce myself to him. I'm going to wait till it just happens organically. Not a thing of pride, but because I like to watch people. I like to see how they move. Because if you're true to who you are, okay, then I'm going to rock with you, right? And one of the things that I saw about you that I admire was at a particular event, regular meetup.
Yep.
I like that you stood on business and you were like, yo, we got to come together. We can't just be Bojangles and jumping around and doing all this and all that, right?
Yeah, I know that ruffles some feathers.
Of course you did. But you know what? That's the conversation that we need to have in the
We said the tough conversations. Yeah, 100%.
Talk about train and learn.
All right, man. So Train and Learn is 3 days of professional development. And Train and Learn was born for actually guys like you and guys that have been around longer than me. But it started with guys like you. And now we just built it to encompass everybody because we realized everybody can benefit. So we restructured it where everybody can fit. But here's the reason that it started. When I came into the game publicly, right, I wasn't just a dude on Facebook. I've been training for a long time. But when I decided to have a public presence outside of my local community, my first video I put up back then went viral for what viral was then. First time I ever put my face behind something. I just had a message. I was in the middle of Utah and I had something on my mind and I just said it. First real video I put up was just giving people insight to who I was, and it spiked. And then I started all of a sudden, quickly, within 6 months, I was on television, right? Interviews all over the place, right? Right message, right time, I guess, right? Sometimes it's about saying it at the right time, right? And so my fast track, I started meeting people real quick. And I started getting into rooms other people couldn't get into. And I started having conversations other people couldn't have, right? And so I realized that for me, if you want to be a professional in this industry, it takes a network. It takes knowing people. It takes, seeing what happens behind the scenes. I got it in less than a year. Some people have been trying to get that for 10. Couldn't get it, right? So now I had to understand the reason why they couldn't. Was that all just, hey, that's the way the game worked. You got to grit your teeth more. Or was it a problem with them, right? Because it can be a little bit of both. And so what I decided to do is take some of that education and information and put it in a way that if you want to succeed, we're going to help you. So if you want to maximize going to SHOT Show, coming to NRAM, you want to understand how to talk to sponsors, you want to understand all this stuff, I'm going to pull, not me because I know everything, but I was blessed to meet a lot of smart people immediately. So I'm going to pull on those relationships and we're going to put them in a space and we're going to try to help you. All right, if you devote yourself to it. And that's what Train and Learn is. A lot of people also don't understand that we bring different stuff to the table. Like we talk guns, this and that. I'm degreed up twice, certified 3 times outside of guns.
What are the degrees?
I have a master's in procurement and acquisition with an understudy in contract management and an undergrad in business administration.
Let's go.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
We need some get some sound.
That's also certified in cement masonry work, certified in GC work. Like we have to be able to come out here and really get busy with other things we understand. I've also worked for a couple of Fortune 500 companies and a subcontractor with the DOD. I got a lot of experience, but I ain't me. Other people have different things. You could have been a retailer at, I don't know, TJ Maxx. But did you know how to manage that floor, watch inventory coming in, space it out, set the end caps right? Like we all have this different experience. I say, you know what? We're lacking. We're doing too many damn range days. I'm about to start an event to help people be better. So day one, we set this event up for the workshops, right? That's when you're going to come in, just show up.
Yeah.
Show up. Now, remember, you're representing your brand and your business, but show up. And we're giving you workshops, right? And those workshops are going to be based around business and business acumen, right? Do you understand what branding and marketing truly is, right? Or do you think you know and maybe you didn't? Or you've been around for 20 years, but you ain't hip to the new stuff, right? We want to talk about that, the psychology behind business. What about money? Let's talk about some money, right? How to manage it, what to do with it, how to look at it, right? So like this year, for example, we have a venture capitalist group speaking. We talk about some money. They're going to talk about money in our space, not just money in general. It's going to be what you can apply in the outdoor space almost immediately, right? We also have an attorney coming in. It's going to talk about, man, your trademark's good. You've been copywriting your material. Do you know how to do that? Do you know what vulnerabilities? How that waiver looking? Right? Like, so is all your stuff tied up? And this is what you need to be doing. And we got a couple other surprises. So that day one is all that. We're going to talk business. And then we have a couple of surprises I'm not going to spoil on the show right now. And then day two, now we're going to get out to the range. So after you understand business and marketing and your North Star on how to track it and how to execute and how to hold yourself accountable. I'm a big person on accountability, right? How to hold yourself accountable, right? We're going to get out day two. We go out to the range. I did the range because I understood that there were a lot of people that have gifts, podcasting, marketing, that didn't know how to handle guns, right? And then I got gun people that are coming. I got a lot of instructors that come too. So I was like, okay, let's give everybody some gun work. But that's the reason why, instead of saying we all like guns, let's shoot. Nah. We got to have a reason. So we always going to do rifle pistol, because I don't want somebody to do the HK blunder again where they had the rounds loaded in the mag backwards on the cover of the magazine. I also saw people that were great at photography, great at putting videos out, but didn't know how to handle guns, right? But then I also saw instructors that called themselves instructors, and the only people you ever taught is your homeboys, the same 6 people. And you say, "Oh, I'm an instructor." No, you ain't, bro. I ain't nothing against you. You just not. You ain't good at the craft. Well, I don't call myself an instructor. So you're not good at the craft, but let's put you in a position to get good at the craft.
Yeah.
Let's put you around professionals. So you get out there like, oh, damn. Oh, shit. Okay. So you get 90-minute workshops, 4 of them. All right. So like this year, we're doing rifle pistol. We're doing close quarter combat. And then we're going to do basic survival skills, right? You know how to filter some water? You know how to start a fire? You know how to do some of the medical is a part of that, right? Do you know how to do these things? And then we're going to have some sponsored presentations, right? Because at normal range days, like I tell people, you go up, you try to ask about widget A, gunshots, you know, they getting tired because they didn't say the same thing
over
15
and over
times,
again,
right? So it's a lot of fatigue going on in there. Well, what I'm going to do is shut everything down. So if you are curious about a sponsor and they want to talk to you, you got 20 minutes to do nothing but listen to them, right? Get you off your feet, have a good time, better communication, right? And then remember, at Train and Learn, all our sponsors are there because they're looking for people to work with. Right. So this ain't like going to SHOT Show begging for, hey, man, no. But at the same time, you also got 3 days to embarrass your damn self and don't nobody want to work with you. Right. So it's all about accountability. Right. I'm going to set you up. But you got to do the right thing with it. Then Saturday night, we have a networking event. Right. So that's a bonfire, going to feed you good. All right, I'm going to get out for those that partake once all the guns are put up. After we do our night vision experience, we're going to get out a little bourbon, going to get out a little cigar. We do a bourbon and cigar pairing class, like 15-minute class, you know. Then you can smoke, hang out by the fire, man, laugh with people, joke with people. It's been 2 days and nonstop. Get out there and kick it with them. Network, though. So if you're smart, you don't get drunk. I don't know. It's up to you because you're trying to network. Now, you might, but maybe not.
Listen,
you know, you got to know how to balance that thing out, depending on where you at, right?
Yeah.
And then Sunday we come together and we do what I call marketing madness or content collaboration, and that's when you're actually able to produce with the sponsors' products, right? You're able to produce with their products. You're able to, you know, do any kind of follow-up questions. You're able to go out. We want to collab together, right? You got 40 acres, bro. Do something, right? We also have 3 ancillary workshops that occur that day as well. Yep. So one of them is our ladies go off to the side and they talk about whatever they talk about. I ain't in it. I ain't involved. I don't want no smoke, right? But we let them women have their breakout session, discuss whatever they want. We're also doing a breakout session this year about how to make the most out of your equipment that you currently own. So how to make the most out of your camera phone, for exactly, right? Like how to get that good photo shot. You know, make your videos look good, stuff like that. And then we have a breakout shop about instructors, right? Like why you suck and how we're going to get better, right? So we're having those workshops. So that's what Train and Learn is. Now, this is who Train and Learn is not for. You got to be in the industry, right? Some way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm not tripping off followers, man. We all at one point had 0, then we all at one point had 1.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not tripping off followers. I'm tripping off your grit, your grind, and the fact that you're trying to do it. Right? We're not like other events that's going to exclude you. If I see you working or somebody vouch for me that you're working, you're welcome.
Yep.
If you come in with, I am a professional at the end of the day, we can sit back. I mean, you know, we code switch all the time, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like it's why I say I'm degreed up too. Just like I'm strapped up, I'm degreed up. So we will handle
That's the
ourselves
shirt right there.
as, you're right, as we should, right? We will handle ourselves as professional.
Talking business now.
He was talking about contracts and waivers.
Yeah, that's true.
Waivers, right?
That's where we live.
But we got to be able to do it in a right and professional way, right?
Yeah.
So when you show up at Train and Learn, I expect for you to bring your professional hat.
Yeah.
We're going to be professionals. If you ain't a professional, bro, don't come to my event. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Don't come. And professionalism, it looks different. Doesn't mean that you don't have a great sense of humor, that you don't laugh all the time, that you're not quirky or weird to people. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. No,
But you can still be a professional in that ballpark, right?
Yeah.
So be you, but just, you know, professional. That's it. We ain't tripping off what you look like, where you come from, what you dress like. I don't care about nothing. I like diversity. Bring it all, right?
Yeah.
Worst case, we gonna cook you.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
As
We're
long
gonna
as
cook
it
you.
ain't St. Louis barbecue, because we're gonna have that conversation too.
Look, I knew, bro, you did.
Hey, hey, man, I'm almost done. All right, I'm almost done. So, hey, you about to make this personal. So, the last thing with Train and Learn that it's also not for some people that don't appreciate the price.
Yeah.
In the world of professional development, and I don't care what you go to and whatever genre of life you go to, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, then bro, I ain't the guy for you.
Listen,
So the price of this thing that includes, by the way, all the ammo required for your training. Okay, it includes 3 meals, full meals. So you're going to get fed 3 times, all the ammo required for your training, swag bag, an opportunity to walk away with about $6,000 or $7,000 this year worth of prizes, right? The networking you're going to get, the connections you're going to make, and what else? I'm missing something. Oh, the bourbon and the cigar, gift. And there's something else in there I'm forgetting. I apologize. But that whole weekend is $400.
Hey, y'all heard it here first, man. Y'all got to tap in, attend.
We'll be there.
If you're already in the space and you even got a little bit of hustle to you, you want to learn how to maneuver the space. Business is business. It's separate from hobby. It's separate from leisure. You got to know how to maneuver the space. Brother KD's been in the space for 26 years. And so we're going to be there.
Oh, we'll be there.
Go.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Oh, I know y'all will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
We're wrapping this thing up.
I mean,
We got a few questions to ask.
You got a few. I want to
Go
get
ahead.
to the music.
Oh, music
Does
first? Okay, we'll wrap it with the EDC. Go music.
Okay. I'm going to go music first because this, it does say exploring conversation with the comedy culture and all, right?
Gotcha.
We're music heads. We
Oh,
been
yeah.
recording studio for almost 10 years.
Okay.
I told you when you walked up, and first thing I thought of was Purple Rain.
Mm-hmm.
What's in KD's rotation at any given time? Let's say top 5 artists right now.
Oh, top 5.
Dead or alive.
Any genre. Any
All
genre.
right, my number 1 artist of all. Now I'm gonna start at 5. So I like a good story. I like somebody to tell a good story, right?
Okay.
And so I'm gonna give that to. Now I'll make him an honorable mention. So I'll make honorable mention, man. My honorable mention right now is Yellow Pain.
Who's that?
Yellow Pain.
Yellow
And if you
Pain.
ain't hit the Yellow Pain, look Yellow Pain up on IG, bro.
Okay.
The brother's storytelling abilities are off the chain.
Okay.
And my only second honorable mention is going to be Joyner Lucas for the same reason, right?
Okay.
That storytelling.
Yeah.
So number 5, because I am old school, right? So number 5, I'm gonna go with Biggie.
I ain't
Okay.
mad.
Number 5 gonna be Biggie. 'Cause I like a good story. You know what I'm saying? Number 5 is gonna be Biggie. My number 4 for just pure like longevity, and I think underrated. I think he's the most underrated rapper ever.
I think I know where you're going.
Jadakiss.
Oh,
Period.
wow.
The most underrated rapper ever, man.
Dang.
Yeah,
Okay.
Got
Jada-
all right.
more kids.
Jada gonna be my 4, and then attached to him, I'll put Sheik and Luke.
Styles.
You know,
Come on, bro.
them
Come on.
boys.
Holiday.
Yeah, them boys, the locks be
Yeah,
doing their thing.
been
So I
putting in work.
gotta
That's a
hand it
fact.
down to them. Number 3, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick with rap for a second. Number 3, I'm gonna go Pac, because
Okay.
Pac to me was revolutionary in the way he brought a message. And I think that people forget Pac before Death Row.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I think they forget Pac before Death Row and the kind of knowledge that brother was dropping.
Man,
You know
that
what I'm saying?
Apocalypse Now album, man, I had that
bro.
thing on repeat, bro.
My number, when I'm on 3, right? So my number 2, and not necessarily because of lyrical ability, but extremely lyrical. But when you put it all together, the brother is phenomenal, and that's gonna be Jay-Z.
Okay.
You got to give Jay his props,
Yeah.
man. Like I'm not taking the lyrics away from him. He's obviously, but when you look at that brother's entire catalog, everything
man.
he's done, number 2. And the only reason he didn't get my number 1 is because my number 1 got to switch genres on you.
Okay.
My number 1 artist of all time, hands down. And then I got another honorable mention, man. I got to give it to my boy Beanie Siegel.
Okay.
I can't sleep on Beans, man. I got to give it to my boy
I thought he
Beans.
might have went Scarface.
Now Scarface, don't get me wrong. Scarface would be, he's in my top 10.
Okay.
All right, I was just listening to No Problems on the when I got off the plane.
Okay, all right.
Now, don't get me, now, Mr. Scarface.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
come
on,
on.
man.
Walking down your
That
block.
was
Come
an
on,
anthem
man.
for my childhood.
Yeah,
bro.
definitely
I thought
top
I was
10.
a gangster.
He's right there with Scarface, UGK. Come on, man.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
in Texas too, baby.
Yeah,
You gotta be
okay,
respectful.
come
You know
on.
what I'm saying? But my number 1 artist of all time, period, point blank, hands down, is actually Gerald Levert.
Whoa.
Gerald Levert.
Dang,
That's
really?
We gotta go
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Gerald Levert is my
Gerald
number 1
Levert.
artist. Yeah, like
Wow.
when Gerald Levert passed, I felt it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
Oh,
was
know.
sad.
Yeah.
Right, but when I look at that brother's ability to
Man.
convey a message, and I'm from the school. Look, man, I get it. Y'all new boys do whatever y'all new boys do, but bro, I'm from the school, man. We love women. You know,
Yeah.
you ain't afraid to say you love a woman.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
the way he would break it down and
Let's go.
Yeah.
Gerald, he had his freaky joints.
Yeah.
Then he had the joints apologizing, like, look, baby, I'm a man, forgive me, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, right? And then he had the joints like, and my favorite song of his, so my favorite artist and my favorite song is Baby Hold On to Me,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Favorite
Yeah.
joint ever, right? Because, You be trying to tell them chicks, hey, you need to mess with me instead of old boy. She ain't listening. You know, you 13, get your heart broke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that'd be my order.
Yeah, that's
man.
good.
Switch over to Marvin C's, the bitch get it all.
Man, that's a proper list right there.
Yeah, that's my number
Oh, we
one
could
order,
continue. We could have a whole another half hour talking
bro,
on music
easy.
stuff. Yeah.
So okay, let's.
Where the,
Go ahead.
EDC.
Yeah,
EDC. Then we
What's
got to
your
see where
EDC?
people can find you. EDC. What's your
My
EDC?
EDC is going to be, so now I switch up. What people should know, I switch up my EDC about once a year. Now, here's the reason why I do it. I have to. Because my job is to educate the public about the guns, right? So I can't educate you on something that I ain't carrying.
Yep.
All right. So if you ask me this question again, January 1, it'll be different. But this year, I am carrying a Smith & Wesson M&P. It's my own design, but a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 metal. No, I ain't even gonna do that. We got to talk about that before I get to shout out the host
I like
company.
the middle though, because
Yeah. We gotta. Me and the host company might have to have a conversation for that.
All right.
But I am carrying an appendix inside the waistband.
Okay.
I am carrying not one but two sidecars. So I have two Mad Caddies on me. We're at the NRA show, so I won't flag you. But I will show you is over here. You can see one thing that I'm carrying.
Oh,
is actually
yep.
a tourniquet.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
A tourniquet and one of the Mad Caddies, right? So, yeah, that's what I rock with. And I always carry. I'll go with inside the gun, man. I'll go with Federal HSTs, or I might rock out with some carbons. It's normally one of those two. And I got some Fiocchi. I think the Fiocchi is XTPs. I might rock with. But as long as you're carrying hollows, I don't care. I don't carry the or anything that has shrapnel. I try not to carry those just because of liability. And then I like to keep a light on me. Both my phones, tourniquet, the gun.
Oh, we're gonna have to double back on.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a part two already. I know that.
Back.
Yeah.
Tell people where they can find you.
All right, man. I'm most active on IG, but to find me on IG and to find me on YouTube, it's the same pretty much. It's The Real NOC. So for The Real, no other choice. On Instagram, it's just The Real _NOC. YouTube and Facebook, just The Real NOC. You can find me there. Then the website is nootherchoice.com. And our email is info at nootherchoice.com. And yeah, you can find me over there. We're cooking. I would say follow the YouTube. I think I'm putting out videos, man. I will say that people ain't used to me doing YouTube. I don't consider myself a YouTuber.
Yeah.
But I got some game over there for y'all. So I think the YouTube channel is it's pretty fly. We got about 16,000 people over there.
Man.
Appreciate you.
Yo, this was a blessing.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
And
This
for
was
all
amazing.
y'all
Thank you.
listening, watching, or you're still in the 90s and only
Yeah, listening.
Yeah.
Just listening.
like, subscribe, share, comment.
Yeah, that's it.
Get you a firearm.
Share
out,
this information.
get
We're trying to.
educated,
That's
get
it. Empowered.
And if you need more empowerment, hit up Train Alert. Appreciate
Yeah, that's
y'all.
it. That's it.